A little breaking news from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. concerning your Second Amendment rights. I'm Patrick Parsons of the American Firearms Association alongside my colleague Alex Dorr. Kevin McCarthy and his leadership team have threatened to kill a pro-Second Amendment piece of legislation to get rid of the pistol brace ban over this debt ceiling issue. Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia broke this news earlier today when he said on Wednesday, Speaker McCarthy's leadership team called him and told him if he didn't vote for the debt ceiling rule on the House floor, his pistol brace ban bill would be dead. Let us know where you are watching from in the chat, guys. Like this video, share this video, pass it around to your family and friends. Alex, you know the details about this legislation, but most importantly, people who are watching this don't have to trust us. Trust the video. You have the video of Congressman Clyde laying out what happened behind the scenes during this debt ceiling fight.
Yeah. Guys, I have the video here. We're going to play it for you in a second. It's a little over a minute long, but pay attention, listen to the details, and hear from Georgia Congressman Andrew Clyde explain how the Republicans just forced him to vote for $4 trillion in additional debt put on our kids and our grandkids now, and said, if you don't vote for this bill, we are going to make felons. We're going to stop your bill that would protect 10 to 40 million pistol brace owners from becoming felons. So I'm going to click play in this video, watch it, and we'll be right back.
I was called about 12:30 or so on Wednesday, and I was told by leadership that that if I didn't vote for the rule, that it would be very difficult to bring my bill to the floor. Now, remember, the bill that I have is H.J. Res. 44. This is the pistol brace rule. This is a rule, or this is a bill rather, that takes down the overreach of the ATF. The ATF is trying to become Congress here and create a law that they don't have the authority to create. A law that makes felons out of tens of thousands, actually millions, really, if you look at what CRS, Congressional Review, says about how many potential pistol braces.
Congressional Research Service.
That's correct. I'm sorry.
That's very important.
That's right.
Congressional Research Service has said what about this? How many potential felons out there in this country if this thing's not passed?
Congressional research said that there's anywhere from 10 million to 40 million of these braces out there. So there's that, potentially there's that many people that would be affected by this ATF rule.
I mean, there it is right from the horse's mouth. Alex, for everybody out there watching, this is a confirmation of what we already know. Yeah. The backroom deals, the threats, they are willing to sell our asses and our Second Amendment rights and our Constitution right down the river for their debt ceiling scam and anything else they want to pass. Alex, this bill or this resolution from Clyde, tell everybody again what it would do and what, I mean, this is just unbelievable.
So it's a very simple bill. It's like 7 lines long, and all it says is we as members of the House and members of the U.S. Senate do not recognize the ATF's authority to make rules based on firearms, and the ATF rule number 2021R08F is not allowed. It's not legal. It has no force and no effect. Basically, he just tried to undo the executive order to ban the pistol braces. Now, everyone would say like, oh, it's just, Andrew's just running a bill by himself. No, he has worked his butt off, and he has 189 co-sponsors on this bill. And further on through his interview, he says he even has confirmations from several Democrats who would vote yes on this bill. So here he is working up bipartisan support. Do you know what Kevin McCarthy should have done, Patrick, and everyone watching? Kevin McCarthy should have gotten a real budget together, and he should have brought it to the Democrats. And if they wanted any concessions on it, the Democrats wanted any concessions, he should have said, we'll move this bill with some concessions. That's how politics is. I would never advocate for it. But you are all going to pass Andrew Clyde's bill out of Congress and out of the Senate, and Joe Biden's going to sign it, or you're not getting another red cent from the people's house. That's what he should have done. But you know what he did instead? He went and said, we're going to kill pro-Second Amendment legislation if you don't vote yes on $4 trillion of debt to be put on the American people. That is dirty. That is outrageous.
I don't think that we played the clip. That was just a minute clip. Clyde was on there for much longer, but there was a spot in there where he was talking about that his bill was set to come to the floor last week, this resolution, HJR 44, which gun owners across America are pushing, calling Congress to make happen. We've sent some emails out about it. And then all of a sudden they make this threat to him. Like, I mean, again, if we're used to this because we deal with this stuff in state legislatures and in Congress, but you've heard it's dirty in these legislative bodies, but it's even worse than you could possibly imagine. And to me, it's the juxtaposition of Clyde's resolution has 190 people on it. 190. Well, this debt ceiling scam had only 149 Republicans. And in fact, more Democrats voted for it than Republicans. So priorities. They're just non-existent on Capitol Hill. Rather, the priorities are not for you, a Second Amendment supporter in this country. It's for the swamp. It's for big business. It's for the major corporations. It's for trillions, and you mentioned, Alex, trillions of dollars in debt, from 31 trillion to 35 trillion. Didn't get rid of any of the IRS agents. Oh, maybe 2,000 of them, right? We still get 85,000 IRS agents instead of 87. Great win, right?
Yep.
And the only thing anyone remembers from this debt ceiling bill is that Republicans got rolled, or rather they played along, and the Democrats far outvoted Republicans in support in the House and the Senate, and gun owners got screwed. And now we have confirmation of exactly that. Alex, I think you live in Congressman Clyde's district. Not only for people in Georgia who are watching this in Clyde's district, but people across the country. And I can get the phone number for you if you want to say a couple things, and I'll send it over to you. But tell people where they can contact Congress and encourage them to support HJ Res 44.
Guys, now is the time for you to call into Congress. Not only tell them how upset you are about the debt ceiling bill, but you need to call them, and this is a switchboard number. Give them a holler and call and tell them, we expect you to get behind HR Resolution 44, Andrew Clyde's bill. You need to protect law-abiding gun owners who have done nothing wrong but purchase a legal item for over a decade, and now we're being made into felons. You need to get behind HR Resolution 44, HJ Res 44, and you need to force leadership to put this bill back on the agenda for next week. So call them. The number is 202-224-3121. I'm going from memory here. I think that's right. And I'm going to throw
that is it
here in a second. I think,
It's 202-224-3121, guys. 202-224-3121. If you're not on, if you need to find something else, find it, Alex, a further confirmation. But if you're not on our free nationwide email alert list, get on there. You can go to our website, sign up on there today. And also, if you're not yet a member of the American Firearms Association or Georgia Gun Owners, I believe this show is streaming on there as well. Go to joinafa.org. That is joinafa.org, as well as joinggo.com. Join those organizations today. They're the organizations that we work for and who we fight for, fight on behalf of your Second Amendment rights. We spotted this video today. It is a scandal of epic proportions. If there ever was a scandal, it's not a financial scandal other than the fact that they put us $35 trillion in debt. It is just a scandal of priorities. These Republicans stand around every campaign season and they show up to your district. They show up to your local Union Hall, not Union Hall, but whatever, American Legion Park, Republican Party Club. I support the Second Amendment. And then when it comes to actually voting and bringing a bill to the floor, they horse trade. And I'm not blaming Clyde at all. He stood firm. But Republican leadership, they don't serve you, even though they claim in the commitment to America, we support the Second Amendment. They don't. It's all a trade to them, and it's all selling us down the river. Alex, close us out here, man.
Sure. Well, we could also look a little bit back in history of this year when Kevin McCarthy hosted a fundraiser
Yes.
for the Republican that is sponsoring the primary sponsor on gun control in D.C. Do you think for 1 second that Kevin McCarthy is pro-Second Amendment? Not for a moment. He would take our guns if he thought he had the votes. And it's only because of guys like Andrew Clyde who are standing up and saying no. He's
right.
doing this on principle here. And I have to respect him, especially as my congressman. He voted no on the budget, and he said, if you're going to trash my bill, I'll just take my name off it. We'll let somebody else run the bill. Now you can't beat me up on this issue. And he voted no. And true to Kevin's word, he took it off the agenda. And they say, oh, well, it just got lost up in the mix, and it'll come back in a few weeks. Absolutely not. This is how they do it. And props to Andrew for looking down the barrel of Kevin's gun and saying, no, I'm not doing it. So well done.
Exactly. And again, guys, if you're not on our email list this week, stay tuned for action items, not only for our national organization, probably the state organization as well. We are still working lawsuits, and we'll have some announcements in Washington, Illinois, nationally, federally, New York, Missouri coming up here in the coming days and weeks, guys.
Washington, yes.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you for all your support. Join up at joinafa.org or joinggo.com. Have a great day. Kick butt, take names, never apologize for what you believe in, never back down, never give an inch. And we'll see how this one plays out. We got to keep up the heat to get a vote on this thing.
Yep. All right, guys, have a good weekend.
See you guys.